Imagine adding something so small to your daily routine that most people wouldn't even notice it. Not a supplement, not a strict diet, not a complicated plan. Just a spoonful of tiny seeds. Flax seeds. They don't look impressive. They don't taste like much. And if you saw them sitting on a shelf, you might walk right past them without thinking twice. But here's the interesting part. What if something this small, done consistently every day for 30 days, could start changing how your body feels in ways you didn't expect? Not overnight, not dramatically, but slowly, quietly, in the background. Because real change doesn't always feel intense. Sometimes it feels like this. You wake up one morning and realize your digestion feels lighter. You're not as bloated after meals. You don't feel that constant urge to snack between meals anymore. Your energy feels a little more stable, not high, not crashing, just steady. And you can't quite point to one big reason why. That's how small habits work. They don't announce themselves. They build over time. Flax seeds are one of those habits. People call them healthy, but most don't really understand what that means. Some sprinkle them randomly into smoothies. Others try them once and forget about them completely. But what happens when you actually commit to eating them every day? What changes inside your body after 30 days? And more importantly, are those changes real or just another health trend people talk about? In this video, we're going to break it down in a way that actually makes sense. No exaggeration, no confusion. Just simple science and what your body actually experiences when you give it something this small, but this consistent. Because sometimes the smallest seeds create the biggest shifts. Now here's where things get more real. Because the issue most people are dealing with today isn't obvious. It doesn't feel like something is wrong in a dramatic way. It just feels slightly off. You eat, but you're still hungry not long after. You wake up with energy, but it doesn't last. Your digestion works, but not smoothly. Sometimes you feel bloated, sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes just not quite right. And over time, that becomes normal. But it shouldn't be. The modern way of eating has quietly removed something your body depends on: structure. Most of the foods people eat today are processed, refined, and easy to digest. And while that might sound like a good thing, it actually creates a problem. Because when food digests too quickly, your body doesn't have time to regulate itself properly. Your blood sugar rises fast, then drops just as fast, and your body reacts by asking for more food. That's why cravings show up so quickly. And at the same time, your digestive system isn't getting what it needs to function efficiently. Without enough fiber, everything slows down or becomes irregular. You might not notice it immediately, but over time, it builds up. You feel heavier after meals. Your stomach feels tight or uncomfortable. Your system doesn't feel as clear or balanced as it should. And here's the deeper issue. Your gut isn't just about digestion. It influences your metabolism, your immune system, and even how you feel mentally. When your gut isn't supported properly, it affects everything else in subtle ways. Now add one more layer to this. The types of fats most people consume today are not the ones your body thrives on. Instead of natural supportive fats, many diets include processed oils that don't contribute to balance. So now your body is dealing with low fiber, unstable blood sugar, poor fat quality, constant cravings, and it's trying to manage all of it at the same time. The frustrating part is that most people try to fix this with complicated solutions: strict diets, extreme restrictions, short-term plans. But often, the real issue is much simpler. Your body isn't broken, It's just missing something basic, something it was designed to receive every day. And when that piece is missing, everything else feels harder than it should. This is exactly why something as small as flax seeds becomes important. Not because they are powerful on their own, but because they provide what's been missing all along. And once you understand that, the change starts to make a lot more sense. Now let's take a closer look at what actually starts happening inside your body when you begin eating flax seeds every day. Because the changes don't happen all at once. They happen gradually, and often in ways you don't immediately connect back to what you're eating. Let's start with the first place most people notice a difference: your digestion. Flax seeds are incredibly rich in fiber, but not just one type. They contain both soluble and insoluble fiber, and each plays a different role inside your body. When you eat them, the soluble fiber absorbs water and forms a soft, gel-like substance in your digestive system. This slows down how quickly food moves through your body. It gives your system time to properly break things down and absorb nutrients more efficiently. At the same time, the insoluble fiber adds structure. It helps move waste through your digestive tract more smoothly. And together, these two effects create balance. So after a few days, or sometimes a week, you may notice something subtle. Your digestion feels lighter. You feel less bloated after meals. Your system becomes more regular. It's not dramatic, but it's noticeable. Then something else begins to shift: your hunger. Because digestion is slower and more controlled, your body doesn't send hunger signals as quickly. You stay full longer without needing to think about it. That constant urge to snack between meals begins to fade. And what's interesting is that this doesn't feel forced. You're not trying to eat less. Your body just doesn't ask for more as often. Now let's talk about energy. When your blood sugar rises quickly, it also falls quickly. That's what creates those sudden drops in energy during the day. But when flax seeds are part of your meals, that process slows down. The fiber acts almost like a buffer. Instead of sharp spikes and crashes, your energy becomes more stable. You feel more consistent throughout the day, less dependent on sugar or caffeine to stay alert. Then there's fat. Flax seeds are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically something called ALA. These are different from the omega-3s found in fish, but they still play an important role. They help support a healthier balance inside your body, especially when it comes to inflammation. And while you won't feel this immediately, over time, it contributes to how your body functions overall, how it recovers, how it processes nutrients, how it maintains internal balance. Now let's go one level deeper: your gut microbiome. Inside your digestive system, there are trillions of bacteria. Some support your health, others don't. And what determines which ones grow stronger is what you feed them. The fiber in flax seeds acts as fuel for beneficial bacteria. So as you eat flax seeds consistently, you're not just feeding yourself, you're feeding those bacteria. And as they grow, they begin to support your digestion, your immune system, and even your mood in subtle ways. It's like building a healthier internal environment over time. Then there are compounds in flax seeds called lignans. These are plant-based compounds that have antioxidant properties. They interact with your body in more subtle ways, including supporting hormonal balance. This doesn't mean dramatic hormonal changes, but it does mean your body is receiving compounds that help maintain stability over time. And finally, let's look at the bigger picture. Weight. Flax seeds don't directly cause weight loss, but they change the conditions that influence it. You feel full longer. You snack less without trying. Your blood sugar stays stable. Your digestion improves. And all of these together create an environment where your body can regulate itself more effectively. So when you step back and look at everything happening at once, you start to see the pattern. Flax seeds are not working in one single way. They're supporting multiple systems at the same time. Your digestion becomes smoother. Your hunger becomes more stable. Your energy becomes more consistent. Your internal balance improves. And none of it feels extreme. It feels natural. Like your body is simply doing what it was meant to do when it finally has the right support. So now that you understand what's happening inside your body, the next question becomes simple. How do you actually eat flax seeds the right way so your body can truly benefit from them? Because this is where most people make a mistake. They either add them randomly without consistency, or they eat them in a form that their body can't fully use. Let's go back to your day. You decide to start this 30-day habit. You grab a bag of flax seeds, and naturally, the easiest thing to do is just sprinkle them on top of your food. But here's something most people don't realize. Whole flax seeds often pass through your digestive system without being fully broken down. That means a large portion of the nutrients never actually get absorbed. So the first adjustment is simple, but important. You use ground flax seeds. When they're ground, your body can access everything inside them: the fiber, the healthy fats, the lignins. Suddenly, what you're eating becomes something your body can actually use. Then comes the amount. You don't need much. About 1 to 2 tablespoons per day is enough. This isn't something where more gives better results. In fact, taking too much too quickly can lead to discomfort, especially if your body isn't used to high fiber. So you keep it simple. A small, consistent amount. Now think about where this fits into your routine. Most people find it easiest to include flax seeds in the morning. You can mix them into oatmeal, stir them into yogurt, blend them into a smoothie, or even sprinkle them onto a simple meal. It doesn't have to be complicated. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Because eating flax seeds once or twice won't create any noticeable change. But eating them every day for 30 days, that's when your body begins to adapt. And there are a few small details that make a big difference. You drink enough water. Because fiber needs water to move properly through your system. Without it, you might feel more bloated instead of better. But with enough hydration, everything works more smoothly. You start gradually. If your diet has been low in fiber, jumping straight into a full amount might feel uncomfortable. So you begin with a smaller portion and let your body adjust naturally. And you store them properly. Ground flax seeds can lose their freshness quickly, so keeping them in the fridge in an airtight container helps preserve their quality. But beyond all of this, the most important part is how simple this habit is. No strict timing, no complicated rules, just one small addition to your day. And over time, that small addition becomes something your body starts to rely on, not in a dependent way, but in a supportive way. A quiet, consistent signal that helps everything else work a little better. So starting tomorrow, instead of overthinking your diet, instead of trying to change everything at once, try something much simpler. Add one small habit. Just 1 tablespoon of flax seeds. That's it. No pressure to be perfect. No need to completely change your routine. Just something small that you can repeat every single day for the next 30 days. And then pay attention, not just to one big result, but to the small things. How your digestion feels, how your hunger changes, how your energy stays throughout the day. Because real change doesn't usually show up all at once. It shows up quietly, in ways you almost miss if you're not looking for them. If you found this helpful, Make sure to like the video and subscribe for more simple, science-based nutrition content. And comment below. Are you starting your 30-day flax seed challenge today? Because sometimes the smallest habits create the biggest results.